This is my second time hosting, so I can tell you from experience that if you love the Oscars, but you always wish there were fewer celebrities and more awards, tonight is the night for you. It's great to be at Cipriani's on Wall Street because I think we can all agree that nothing says ingenuity and forward thinking in the future quite like Wall Street. You guys heard what happened this year, right? Were there no rooms available in Detroit? Could we not find any Indian burial grounds on which to celebrate our achievements? You know, when you first host the Webbies, you assume you're going to make a lot of jokes about the internet being the realm of geeks and nerds, but after hosting last year, I realized that that wasn't true. This is an incredibly hip, young, attractive audience, and to make stereotypical jokes about internet people is cheap and beneath me. For instance, last year I made the joke that the best thing about the Webby Awards was it was the only place on Earth where you don't have to be a suicide bomber to meet 72 virgins. Now that I know better, I would never make a joke like that. Last year, the Webbies was 2 nights. This year, we have collapsed them all into one evening. We actually did that so that tomorrow night, the Webbies could hold a separate event in which we honor the internet's top pedophiles. But before you judge the petties, hold on. It's a genius idea because we're telling the honorees that Miley Cyrus is hosting, but then they show up and the host is Chris Hansen from Datelines to Catch a Predator. I think we'd expect most of the 5-word acceptance speeches to be, "Hold on, I can explain." We have some amazing attendees this year: Jimmy Fallon, Trent Reznor, Sarah Silverman, Lisa Kudrow, Martha Stewart. Ashton Kutcher is not here. I just wish there was a way to know what he was doing. Twitter Critter went over 500,000 followers last month. Let's give it up for Twitter Critter. For those of you that don't know what Twitter Critter is, it's a guy who writes musings from his cat's perspective. Just think, 10 years ago, if you wanted to know what a guy thought his cat was thinking, you would have had to have been an idiot. Although I will say, despite his embracing of new technologies, there are times when President Obama shows his age. For example, during his campaign, you could sign up to receive a text alert for when he selected his vice presidential running mate. And I did that. And this is true. I received a text message at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. That's true. I don't know how it works in D.C., but I'm a single guy in New York City. If I receive a text message at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night, it better be someone who wants to hook up. And that person better not be Joe Biden. There's been a lot of other web-related news recently. Google could be facing competition from Microsoft's new search engine, Bing. That's Bing as in, hey, I just Googled Bing. The internet continues to be a great way to shop because there are very few real stores that will let you make your purchases and then hang around masturbating. With the internet, you can see any kind of bizarre sex act anytime you want. You can get prescription drugs without seeing a doctor. You can lose yourself in role-playing games. So in a lot of ways, the internet is the future, but in a lot of ways, it's the 70s. Martha Stewart knows what I'm talking about. It is truly hard in this day and age to imagine what life would be like without the internet. I mean, just think. Without the internet, prostitutes would actually have to find a pimp named Craig who had a list. Without the internet, you might still be laboring under the delusion that you have a pretty good-sized penis. Without the internet, if you wanted to see your favorite television shows, you'd have to watch fucking television.